It's time for the Holtum Coaches Show! Live from the American Legion! Where the burgers are sizzling, the legends are gathering, and the best plays of the season are back on the big board! From bone crunching hits to breakaway runs to those Friday night moments that made Buff Nation roar, we're breaking it all down tonight. So grab a burger, pull up a chair, and let's fire up the highlights! This is the Holtum Coaches Show! Let's cut!
Hey, all right. Welcome, everybody, to the season finale coaches show. It's awesome. We're going to do some highlights tonight.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to have everybody here. Coaches, plural. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. This is a pleasure. Yeah, and of course, Coach Brandon, he's out of the camera, but that's okay.
We got Coach Brandon, the D-line and head track coach.
Yeah.
Head boys track coach. Coach Swan's the head girls track coach.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. So what do you coach? I know
Coach Bond is one of our assistant track coaches, as well as being the offensive coordinator.
Okay, very cool. Well, man, what a great season, guys. Coach, I'll just repeat what you've already said, so I don't think I'm bringing up anything new. Everybody had us finishing sixth in the district, and we, for all intents and purposes, told them to read between the lines, so to speak, and we did something different, and the kids really stepped up, and just a lot of improvement this year. It was so cool to see them make the playoffs. I was looking at the numbers, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there were only 64 teams at our level that got to do that.
Yeah.
In the whole state of Texas.
Right.
So I think that's something to put into perspective. Really, when you think about it, all the schools in Texas, we made one of 64 in our grouping. So
yeah, for sure. And you obviously want to win the playoff game and all that stuff, but it's still a good accomplishment. We talked to the kids about being proud about that. And if they, as they get older, they have some good memories, and if they stay in Texas, everybody talks about high school football when they were in school, and there's a more than good chance that they will have a little bit better memories than some of the people they talk to as they get older, or they at least have some good memories to talk to them about from the last 2 years. So
if you guys hear an echo, it's because we're micing it up over here too. So sorry about that. Yeah, well, and I can just. From scrimmages until that, even the last game, you could just see so many changes, so much. I was teasing Mr. QB1 over here about, his ability to pass, and man, it's just amazing how a lot more yards. I don't want to give up, or take away anybody's thunder on that, but just really a lot of improvement across the board. So just a lot of fun to watch. So what's in store for us tonight?
Well, we're going to talk about our all district guys, our guys who got some accolades in all districts, some individual honors that we had in 8-6A, which we did very well. And, after finishing third, we kind of expected to do well, but we're going to talk about that. And then we kind of compiled we're trying to get a top 20 plays of 2025, but after the coaching staff got together, we have the top 27.
Okay. Well, yeah, because there's 27.
Yeah,
that's great.
We couldn't find enough to whittle down. So we just, let's include them all. We'll have a good time.
I love it.
Talk about all the plays.
So. I love it. Well, we'll go right into it, but let's for just a second here, let's hear from one of our sponsors, and we'll get right into breaking down those plays.
Do people have to warn others about you before you attend social situations? Can your vocabulary peel the paint off the walls of a church? Do you generally enjoy a good kerfuffle? You know exactly what I mean by kerfuffle. Well, then come on down to the American Legion. There's a whole bunch of other people that cuss a lot, and they enjoy a good kerfuffle too. The American Legion has numerous benefits for veterans and their families. They can help you through the VA process, because despite the fact that the VA process has been made as easy as humanly possible to navigate, sometimes it's good to have some resources to get you through it. The American Legion does community outreach, where you can personally volunteer your time to help your community. It's one of the easiest ways for us to help each other. On top of all of that, the American Legion is the loudest voice in our government that advocates on behalf of us. They have continuously and tirelessly worked for us for a very long time. Let me tell you, look up some of the footage of the National Commander. He goes hard in the paint. Membership in the American Legion allows them to continue to do this work. I am a member of the American Legion, and I will be for life. If you are curious, you can go check out legion.org, and you can see the numerous benefits, only a few of which I mentioned in this video. If you have never considered membership in a veterans organization until today, I want you to go check out the American Legion, because they are the absolute best.
Well, and again, we just want to shout out to Post 655 here in Haltom City for always being so generous to host us. How's your burger, by the way? Is it pretty good?
Very good.
It's very good. Okay,
awesome.
Just checking.
Awesome.
So you guys have already had your burgers. That's awesome. I haven't had mine yet, but they host us on Wednesday nights from time to time. They have an incredible breakfast up here. Come and support the American Legion just off of Carson Street, just south of the old, as we affectionately call it, the Black Hole. All right, Coach. Well, where are we going to start?
Well, but before we start, that guy that on the ad, you can find him on social media. His name's Mandatory Fun Day.
He's awesome.
I got to meet him last year at the Army birthday parade in D.C.
Yeah.
Not real. I got to shake his hand. He was nice enough to stop, get a picture with me, and shake his hand. He's hilarious. So if you thought that ad was funny, you can find him on Mandatory Fun Day on social media. Like 90% of the time, he's PG-13 or nicer on his comedy, but every once in a while, there's something a little worse than that. But he is pretty funny. So
I'm addicted to watching him. Yeah, absolutely.
He's funny.
All right.
Well, we can get in the start going with our all district stuff first, if we would like. Let's see, get my list reset. Also, that logo on the screen, that's Booster Club selling that T-shirt. If anybody wants to look online for a Square store, I think we have some of those left.
That's a great shirt to have, great memory to have.
All right, so just for the people out there listening, here's how all district works in Texas. You get to nominate your own players, but you cannot vote for them. So it's a big deal to get all district honors. That means an opposing coach voted for you. So anybody that we're about to go over, that one of our opponents, one of the coaches, they at least got 1 or 2 votes if they're honorable mention, or they got a few more votes if they're second team or first team.
So on that, Coach, you guys are doing the same thing for the opposing teams.
Yes.
So you're going back and looking at, I guess Coach Swan as a defensive coordinator, you're looking, as your mouth is full, you're looking for, who do we need to watch out for? So that it's that player that you looked at in pre-film before the game, I'm assuming too.
Yeah, we get we see all the scout film from them whenever we're game planning. And going into every game, you got to ID who their dudes are. And usually those are the guys you end up saying, hey, that's a kid that deserves our vote. So, yeah, that's how it goes down.
That's great.
So at the meeting, we'll have the list of guys that are nominated up there. And if it's like DNs, if I'm not sure, I always have Coach Bond and Coach Swan will be there with me. I'll ask Coach Bond, hey, which DN up there gave us the most problems in addition to playing well all season. We try to take it serious because we want to honor the kids the right way and not just take our vote half-heartedly, so to speak. So we try to make sure that we've done our due diligence before we get to that meeting. But as you can see on the screen, Matthew Turner at receiver, which was really good for him to get he got a vote, at least a vote or two, coming off of he broke his foot in August. Everybody told him he wasn't going to make it back. He got on the field, I think,
3 games left in the
season. His first action where he got a little bit of actual action was against Martin, limited.
Yeah.
He had one big play in that game too. And then the longer the season went on, the more he got in the game. And it was really good to see him kind of persevere and get back on the field his senior year. I know overall it probably wasn't what he was expecting in the summer, but coming back from a broken foot's a huge deal, and he did contribute. I don't think we were in the playoffs without him. He made a couple of key plays there in our winning streak in the middle of the season. Urim was a returning starter for us, had another good year. Semi Finau, he went from D end in August to quick tackle.
Tight end, then quick tackle.
Oh, yeah. We moved him to tight end, then tackle. So he played about 3 different positions in about a 2-week span. And my personal opinion, his aggressiveness, we kept working with him, fighting through some things he did as he was learning. I think about week 4, he got to where you could tell he's got very good potential to be an O-lineman. And then by the end of the year, he was probably, after switching from D-line to O-line, then, he really looked like he was, settling into the position is probably the best way to put it. We look for big things from him next year. He's only a junior.
That's great.
And then Amir was having a great season. Unfortunately, had a knee injury the week after we beat Martin. But I think he would have got second team all district, maybe first team if he finishes the season, but had a good year. Eli Lewis had a lot of big plays for us. Got honorable mention also. And then Logan Lang did a great job for us. Logan and Urim, I thought they had really good seasons, but they were also in a position that was stacked in the district. So sometimes that happens. It seems like every team in our district put some of their better defenders at inside backer, so that was a little bit stacked, but they still got honorable mention. It was good. It was good for those guys.
Do you get a patch for that? You do, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
You sure do.
These were our second team all district guys. They did a really good job this year. Dominic Munavong, he's here right now. Went for over 1,000 yards. We're a pretty run heavy offense, but we still threw for over 1,000. Dom did a great job. You're going to see him on the highlights here in a minute.
I don't think people realize that, Dom, did they? That you threw for over 1,000. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
David Perez fought through a little bit of a knee injury all year, but after about week 3, I don't think he missed a snap. Is that right, Coach Bond?
No, he played really well for us.
Yeah, played really, really well. Kyle Parks, first year on varsity, was second team all district, did a great job also. His little brother, KJ Parks, got utility player of the year for offense, second team, did a good job also. Jalen, second team all district again, first year on varsity. Isaac Suarez did a great job at nose guard. He was kind of an unknown coming into the season, and then all of a sudden he's if you look at him, I'm trying to think of it, he's a great player for us. Isaac is not the tallest defensive lineman. I'll put it that way.
He's not.
I'll put it that way. So coming into the scrimmages, we were wondering if the size was going to be an issue, but his motor runs so hot. He plays more like he's 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So he did a great job for us all year. And then Micah McIntyre, one of the what's a good way to describe old Micah, Coach Brandon? I thought
6'4"? No.
He is 6'4". He's
I know that. He's
from a position
child.
standpoint. I got a good word. From a position standpoint, his 4 years in high school, he's kind of been a nomad.
Yes.
We're trying to find
journeyman.
Trying to find a place for him because he works hard for us. Always had some talent. I think his freshman year we had him at receiver.
Yep.
And he played some corner. And then by his junior year, we were having him play corner and some outside backer. And then he ended up at defensive end.
Yeah.
So ended up I think that's where we finally found a home for him. And what do you think about week 4? It finally looked like the right move, Coach Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that non-district really helped him because he took some lumps figuring D end out, in my opinion. And then once we got to district, I mean, it's obvious the other coaches voted for him. He got second team all district. And again, another guy, all these guys, we don't have the season we have without him. Then your first team all district guys, these guys did a great job all year. Robbins, first year on varsity playing guard, got first team all district. Logan at H-back / tight end did a good job also. Jackson Cornu, we moved him around a lot. He ended up getting utility player of the year. Good job for him. And then Kian, his brother got second team. He got first team. So I think that's pretty special for two brothers to get first and second team at corner.
Yeah.
Brian Connors, a returning starter. We expected big things out of him. He delivered, got first team all district. Multiple coaches would talk to me about Brian before we even played him during pregame. So, and then, Damian Wayne, 3-year starter for us, just an anchor there on our defense all year, did a great job. He was more than just a good player. He was a good leader. Got everybody on the same page, would help with the calls, even though he's a D lineman, which, you don't think of a D lineman making calls, but he would do that for us. And then Vidrico, offensive player of the year in the district. Everybody watches our games. Vidrico's a very special player, did a great job for us. I thought it was obvious he was going to get first team all district, and he got more than that. He got offensive player of the year. So a really good haul for us. I don't know if any of the coaches have anything to add about those guys or anything else while we're on this.
No, it was a special senior group. We're going to miss them. I know that.
Yeah. And then, some of these all districts here, you notice we do have, like right here in the screen right now, there are 3 juniors that got first team all district right on this screen, and we have a couple on second team. So, we've got some things moving forward to look at as well.
Seems like it was a lot of players that, that's unique too, I think, right? I mean, you don't see that many players every year make those positions like that.
Yeah. And, like just on the screen in front of you right now, Jackson Cornu played 4 different positions for us this year, I think, if you really look at it. And and he was a very smart player, able to play tight end, wing back. outside linebacker. I think he got a few snaps at inside backer also.
Yeah, we even walked him down into a defensive end. He was a 5 technique a little bit for
played
us
on.
this year.
I want to played on three or four of our special teams. Just good player all around. Hardly ever looked like he was running out of gas either. All right, so we're going to go through our top 27 plays. We try to get it down to 20.
Is this from the
season
27th to the 1st?
Yes.
Okay, so we're working.
So we're going to work.
up
We're going to work
the-
to
okay,
the
we're working up. the
very
ranking.
very unscientific list. So,
Okay, I got it.
So if you're watching, don't get too hung up on the order. It's more having fun than anything else. So, but play 27. So big third down against Martin. We end up getting a stop on this play, but we don't get a stop if this third down play didn't happen.
Was this Martin?
Yeah, this is versus Martin at the old stadium at Old Birdville. You can see right here, Coach Swan, if it's defense, feel free to jump in. You too, Coach Brandon, Coach Bond, same thing on offense. So there's the hole. We're in a cover 2 look, so there is a hole there. We know that. So the quarterback and the receiver, they want to hit the hole shot if you're a quarterback coach. Now, as a safety, we always tell them if they throw a perfect pass in the hole, he needs to pay for it. Within the rules, we don't want anything bad happening, but we want to get over there in time to disrupt the pass if we can. So J-Mac gets over there right as the ball's getting there and make sure it's incomplete.
Yeah.
Again, big third down. If this is complete, then they're going to keep the drive going.
Great play.
The goal is if that quarterback waits just a little bit, it's got to be a perfect pass right past that hole shot. Jalen gets exactly where he needs to go. And it's a good play there.
Now, as you look at it, the ball looks a little overthrown, but if you go back a little bit earlier in the play, our corner, I think that's probably Kyle.
Yeah, that is Kyle. He's on the far
Kyle
side.
does a good job disrupting here. He's a little deep, but does a good job disrupting, getting the play for us. All right, play 26, Jose Arriaga. Jose was our holder for us on special teams, played a little bit of wing back and was our backup quarterback. Coach Bond, you want to talk about this one?
So, here, this is late in the game against Sam Houston, and, we have our backups in, but we still needed to get a first down. And so before this happened, we called a play 46 keep, where we fake the handoff on buck sweep, and then the quarterback keeps it. And he does a really good job of selling it, waiting just a second. You'll see number 21 starts to chase, and then he comes around and ends up scoring a rushing touchdown, first rushing touchdown of the year. This is after he's already thrown his first passing touchdown of the year. So we were really excited for him. We called him the vice president all year. He's one heartbeat away from playing quarterback, but the most special characteristic is he is a servant leader. He showed up every day, ran the scout team, took control of the scout team, and really gave the defense a good look.
Yeah, every single day. One of the best scout team quarterbacks I've ever been around.
What year is he?
He's a senior, unfortunately.
Which to me, that speaks a lot to him too. He wants to contribute. He did contribute on special teams as a backup quarterback, but in practice, he was helping get the defense ready all year.
Yep.
I don't think our defense makes the strides it did all year if we don't have him doing that for us in practice.
That's great.
All right, play 25. I think this is an offensive play.
Look at that trio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
This was versus Lamar.
All right, we call this one the J block heard around the world because you see Connors right there on number 22 just absolutely throws his body weight into him. This is one of those plays where you need that violence right there, and you can see what happens. We end up, I think, scoring on this one. Maybe not.
Yeah, no, this is – and the other thing here, this is 3rd and 7, and we call a run play and get 9 yards, and that just speaks to the confidence we had in our guys. Skellinger's here, gets a really good down block. Cornu does a good job. Down block with Skellinger here, and we get that kick out from Brian there.
The block by Cornu is on number 42, who is he's got Division I offers. He's a fantastic football player, but he gets just enough of him to make him miss that tackle right there, which is huge.
I think 42 has almost every SEC team has offered him.
And he's only a junior too. He's a very, very good football player.
Wow.
A great kid too.
Yeah.
All right, next play is
Thank you for honoring the line.
Logan Skellinger. I think this is versus South Grand Prairie. You want to look the tight or the
Yeah.
wide, Coach?
We it doesn't matter.
All right, what's wide?
So here's our bootleg play. We saw that they were over committing to the run, and so we called it on a 1st and 10 here in the fourth quarter, trying to break a shutout. They were pitching a shutout up to this point. So we get out, we make a really good throw to Logan. This is his first catch of the year, and after the game, the defensive coordinator said, "Well, guys, you called my bluff," because he was not game planning on covering the tight end. So that was a good play right there for us.
All right, you got Damian and Jalen.
2 intimidating fellows.
Yeah.
All right, so Jalen's right here.
Yep.
Here's Damian.
Yep. Oh, I remember this play.
Now, this is pretty early in the game against. This is Grand Prairie's second possession, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever teams stack their wide receivers like that really wide, they kind of put that outside linebacker on an island. He has to have a really good curl drop. And what we teach them to do is if they run in the middle of the field, we want them to wall off the middle of the field so the receiver can't attack the middle. But in this instance, he had more of an angle, so he does what we call a hinge step and shuffle. So he's going to get his eyes out to the receiver coming in. He's going to get to his landmark. He's going to hip him, and then he's going to hinge step and shuffle with him. And J-Mac does a really good job of driving on the slant. We call it driving the slant when he gets to the top shoulder. And he disrupts the ball. And because we had a good curl drop and a hinge step right there, the ball flies right into Ramirez's hands. And then it's off to the races. Try to go score.
How come J-Mac didn't catch it?
Yeah, I know.
Did you give him a hard time?
J-Mac was upset he didn't catch it, but
he was upset about it. Yes.
We told him that if you'd have caught it, you'd have fell down. We'd have had the ball right there. So it's
I
good.
remember us talking about that.
Yeah,
play.
it's good it bounced off you, so Damien could get it running
That's
back.
right.
Yeah. We tell those kids, too, whenever they're in zone coverage, we're looking to try to get the ball back for sure. In man coverage, it's a lot harder to get interceptions because if you mess up and you don't cover your guy, he's scoring a touchdown.
Right.
So we tell them play the receiver whenever you're in man. You can play the ball a little bit more whenever you're in zone. And in that situation, he was in a man situation.
All right, next play. This was not quite what we planned, but it worked out even better than we planned. I guess I'll put it that way.
Are you supposed to tell us that you didn't plan
Well, we'll show you.
this?
Actually, this one worked out just like we planned it, to be honest with you.
Mhm.
Now, we
That's
didn't
what I
plan on
wanted to
getting the
hear.
ball back, but the kick was where we wanted it. You can see right here on the wide, there's this big void here. So we're trying to get our kicker to have the ball land here. Even if the other team gets it, we feel like they'll have a hard time setting up a return. Well, it hits the ground right there. Hits the ground almost perfectly between these two levels of the other team. So we're able to get down there and get on the ball.
I love that.
So that's a big deal. Oh, we have Nick's here today. Nick's in the audience. He ate a hamburger. Nick's in this play also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's Nick right here. Nick did a good job for us on kickoff all year. He needs to get taller though. That's why he didn't get the ball there. So.
That's all right, dude.
I'll say one thing about Nick though. I might give him a hard time about his height. No one's going to catch him GPA wise. I think
No, sir.
number one in the class still, Nick. That's
Number
right.
one.
Oh,
Numero uno.
That's right.
Number one in the
A
class.
smart guy. I love it.
Mhm.
I was number one happy that I graduated, so it's awesome.
Here's another defensive play. Kyle Parks. Maybe it might be special teams. I guess we'll see. I didn't label him on this part.
Do you know how hard it is to be number one in your class? In the
Yeah.
top 10. My
Yeah.
goodness, 700 and something kids, and you're
Yeah.
number one. That's great, Nick.
We have 600 students that are in our senior class too.
Mhm.
600 students, and you're
Yep.
number one. That's awesome, dude.
Yep. This is a really good job by Kyle right here. We're running a cover 3 concept that we call trap, and we teach those corners that you're going to trap the flat, but if the ball isn't out right now, that we want you to do something called a settle technique, which means that you're going to sink out, and what we want to have happen is for any kind of 10-yard outbreaking route to be covered, and then anything in the flat, you're going to go hammer it, okay? And he does a really good job of trapping the flat, realizing the quarterback isn't going there right now, and he's going to settle. And the quarterback thinks that the window for the out route is open, and he's just going to go right underneath it. Quarterback can't see it. Once he throws it, he sinks underneath it and picks it. You'll see him right there play the flat. Ball's not out, so he's going to settle right here, expecting a 10-yard out behind him. He's going to settle, go into that window, and pick that ball.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a really good job by him. That's the type of film that whenever we teach trap, we can probably use that clip as a good example of settle technique.
All right, we got one with Kyle and Micah in it on this one.
Here.
Remember what play this one is, Coach Brandon?
We're back at the old
stadium versus Martin.
Oh, I think I remember which one.
Let's look at the type first, see what Micah does on this one.
Yeah. This might be the flying Micah play.
Oh, no, he bats.
Okay, here's Micah right here.
Oh, the batted ball. Yeah, batted ball.
Yeah. I think he only gets a piece of this one, I think. I don't think he gets this one down.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah, so you can see that ball's – that's not that far a throw, but you can tell Micah, if he doesn't get his hands up like that, that ball might get there a little bit quicker. It might make it a little bit tougher for Kyle to break that up.
Yeah.
But Kyle does a really good job there. He sticks his foot in the ground here and drives hard on him.
Yeah.
Does a good job. Gets his hand on him a little bit, but that level of contact doesn't bother me. So
yeah.
I think
that's an exciting play too, because whenever we work man technique, we rep that drill of coming out of a break, trying to play the ball. It's a 4th and 7. I mean, we got to get off the field in that situation. That's a really good job of execution by him. And then that's awesome by Micah too. That's one thing that you really can't teach is height like that and have the ability to get a big pop like that whenever they're throwing the ball. So it's exciting to see him have success like that.
So
all right.
Is it the Micah show?
Oh, it's a Micah show, I guess, right here in the
Man,
middle
look
of the
at
list. We're
Yeah.
number 19. We have Micah McIntyre again.
Yeah.
Okay, this is 3rd and 7.
I think it's the same thing.
Now here's the one that where he does
Yep.
where he does.
It's a really good job. Yeah, we teach our kids that whenever you get past, we want to cop or contain outside pressure. And he wants to contain the pocket, press outside, get his hands extended. But once that ball's thrown, get a pop. And he's so tall. He's so long.
I think he got 3 or 4 balls batted.
Yeah, sure did. Mm-hmm. He's
That
pretty
was
good at it.
That's a big 3rd down for us too against Martin.
Uh-huh.
A lot of plays in that game that were a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Number 18, I kind of talked about this one earlier when we were talking about Matthew getting all-district honorable mention. You know, he broke his foot. This was his first game back. This was a back-and-forth game. This was 3rd quarter. It's 3rd and 10. So this situationally, this is why this is a big play. If you just watched it live, it looks like fairly routine. But when you know all the backstory, the flow of the game, this is the receiver's first full play getting the ball after breaking a foot in August. This is a big deal. And then even though Dom's here, that's not the best throw he's ever made. So he has to go down and help Dom out just a little bit. But
That's called trusting your receiver.
Trust your
there.
receiver. Yeah.
That's right.
But that got us to 4th and 1, which we were able to go for it and convert. So if we don't complete that, then we're looking at 4th and 10, which we're probably going to have to punt in that field position. And again, that was a 1-score game, so that was a huge deal for us in that game. Coach Bond, am I leaving anything out?
No, you talked about, us getting the ball to him there in that 3rd down. But what we had seen on film, if you go back to the wide, this is kind of middle of the game, and we had hit some big, deep passes. And so what they were changing their defense up to play a lot more cushion. And you see number 2 right here is playing. He's just straight bailing. And so we sit down right there in that window, work back to the football a little bit, and then we're open to make that catch. So it was a good job by him of secure catch and get down and get us back into our rhythm there.
All right, Brian Connors is next. What do you think? This is special teams or defense? What do you think, Coach?
I will bet special teams.
Special teams. All right, let's see. Oh, you're right.
But defense. Kind of.
Against Martin, they went for 2 twice, and we stopped them both times. If you were at that game, we had a little bit of an onslaught in the 3rd quarter that we were taking from them. They had scored, onside kicked it, scored in one play, onside kicked it, scored in one play. So we were kind of taking it on the chin. Kind of felt like you ever watch one of those boxing matches where it doesn't even look like someone's defending themselves.
Yeah.
It felt like that a little bit.
Yeah.
Coach, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But within that flurry of what was going on, sometimes when you think about the game, we were getting stops on the 2-point conversions, and when we won the game by 7, that's 4 points. So
Yeah.
that could have changed a big part of the game. And this was one of those 2-point stops here, which was a big deal for us.
Yeah, this is a really cool.
Let's go to tight.
This is a really cool deal because Coach Brandon's here. Coach Brandon does all the special teams breakdown stuff for us on the weekends whenever we go in and work. And we knew that, Martin's known for special teams fakes. That's one of the things they really hang their hat on. And I mean, when they played Lamar this year, they try to fake punt from their own 1-yard line. They are going to fake on you. And,
Wow.
And we were really, really prepared for especially the PAT fakes. Coach Brandon did a great job of getting all the stuff ready for it and helping install all of it. And our kids just went out and played with confidence. And Brian makes a great play right here. Comes flying downhill. He pops the ball out. It's awesome.
He does a really good job. I think this is this Logan here or corner?
That I can't tell from that angle.
One of our-
Go back a little bit. This
So,
should be Logan.
Safety's taught to play off of his own teammate here, depending on what he happens with the block.
Mhm.
And he ducks his head inside, gets a really good shot on that guy. The end zone's a better view.
Yeah.
So you can see right here, we've got a head outside from Logan. And then so Connors knows he may need to fold back inside because that hat's outside from his teammate.
Mhm.
And he plants, comes back in, and you can see it right
Brings
there.
the thunder.
Knocks
pops
the
that
ball out.
Oh, yeah. It's a really good play.
And then you had hats on the ball.
Yeah.
Again. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's
'cause
hard
what-
to count how many guys were.
Yeah, what I
there.
like about this too is I know the ball's out, but we have people running. All right, we have our nose guard here. I think this is Isaac, does a great job. If that guy had the ball, we would need extra hats so he can't fall forward and get the 2 points. That's really good. And then we get Parks getting on the ball.
Mhm.
Quick.
Yep.
All right, Damian Wayne. I'll let Coach Brandon talk about it. You want to
Small
talk about this
man
one, Coach
child.
Brandon?
Yeah.
The best facial hair in the program, Damian.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Coach,
No doubt
you weren't
about
here a couple of weeks ago when we did the show, and he walks in with the rest of the player, or before the players get here, and one of the folks from the Legion here says, "Well, is this one of the coaches?" I said, "No, this is one of our men children."
Well, at the area track meet last year, it was right after the violence that had happened the week before at one of those at a district meet. And so they would only let the athletes that were competing and coaches down around at all. And Damien was an alternate. So Damien was with us and Swan was there.
Yeah.
This lady comes up and she asked him, are you a player or are you a coach? And Damian Wayne he's a very straightforward, honest guy. He goes, no, I'm an athlete. And she goes, well, you look like a grown man. So if you take those headphones off, you can stay down here.
Yeah.
And that was it. And so, yeah,
He's about 6'2", is that right? Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in that range.
Yeah. Small man child's what I call him.
Oh, yeah. So we rep this all week. And, Damien, we're going to wait on this to come back to him.
Yeah. We told him anytime there were pullers going away from you, you sit and squeeze, and then if they hand that ball out, you go smoke that dude.
I probably just need to let it run live. It's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
it's a fun play to watch live. Helmet
Oh.
pops off. Yeah, good stuff.
Now the rule that as it is, his helmet comes off there, but if your helmet comes off during the play, you can finish the play. And so his helmet came off, then he was able to still finish that tackle.
And he does a good job here seeing he's got the pullers going away from him, but the flow coming this way, and he's got a center blocking back on him. So he does a good job. What the D-line coaches call that, long sticking? Is that what they call that, putting his arm out?
Oh, this long arm.
Just
Yeah,
long arm.
All right.
Long arm.
Keep those guys off him. You can tell he's leaning into it a little bit like he's supposed to, but once he reads it's wide, accelerates, makes a really good play.
This is the second time they ran it, and after that, Heffity came back. He goes, "I can't believe they ran that again," because he made another. I think he had 4 TFLs in this game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The other play looked just like this one. So
That's a big concept. A lot of teams in our district are running that concept now.
yeah, it's basically two plays either way. They're running counter this way and stretch that way,
Yeah.
seeing if you can defend both.
Mm-hmm.
And you got guys like Damien, you can defend both.
I was going to say, how'd
Yeah.
that work out for him?
Well, and you can also see our inside backers doing what they're supposed to. They're reading the pullers,
Yeah.
going this way. One of them's a little fast. I won't say which one, but
They know who they are. He didn't need a helmet.
all right, we've got play we got play number 15. We finally hit the top 15, Jack.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, just, real quick, shout out to one of our big sponsors that he's been doing this for over 10 years for us. And we made fun of him for one of his ads. And I don't know if you guys got to hear Coach, you were talking about the AI. So here's Monty has been, we started with an iPhone. We started, with really no equipment, and calls us one day and says, "What do you boys need?" And so we've been given the truck, we've been given equipment. We wouldn't be able to have all this without Rich Chevrolet. So here's a shout out to Monty.
We're putting the pedal to the metal. Get more with more. It's Chevrolet. You can call Monty today.
I was going to play the other ad, but it's him and his fishing buddies. I don't know. We're like,
Well,
what are you doing, man?
Maritz also donated to our track program last year, and they were going to be the title sponsor of the Hayes Relays had it not been snowed out. But I mean, we'll do it again this year.
Yeah, we really appreciate Maurice Chevrolet and Monty Coon specifically for getting us involved. And class, the infamous Like a Rock class, they've had fun with it. I guess it was, probably 8-9 years ago, we started the toy drive, and it was through those guys. So appreciate them. Appreciate you, Monty. All right. So number 15.
All right. Number 15. This play is all of our O linemen.
You got all 15 players. No, I
think I got this graphic right. I think this was the lineup we had in for this play. So
Big play of this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. This is that play.
this was we needed a first down to seal the game. It's 2nd and 7. We're up 7. And we're going for our 3rd district win. Martin needs to win this game to stay in the playoff hunt. We need to win it to get closer to getting those 4 wins. You usually need 4 playoff spots. So we're at midfield, so we're really trying to get a first down. This guy's had a great game the whole night. So we decided to go back to one of our bread and butter plays, just the trap, because when we run the trap, we've got a good fake with him coming anyway. We thought we could hit it quick enough that we could get the first down. And you can see right here, do a good job.
Pause it right there. We had very nicely and quietly, we were coming out of a timeout, and we very, very nicely told him, hey, you need to go down when this hits. Do not score.
Yeah.
I'm saying we nicely told him that. He had to get the first down, and I'm being sarcastic about nicely. It was very loud. Under no circumstances should you score. And you see him right there start to look around.
It's like, really?
And he had gotten the first down.
Yeah, there's the first down marker right there.
And, as we roll through this, we had talked about actually earlier that day, how do you hold the ball with 2 hands so you don't get it stripped? And you see him grip it with 2 hands, pads his stats a little bit, and then goes down just like we coached him up to do.
That took a lot of discipline.
Can you go to the end zone? Because there's one of these where
the end zone.
the hole is.
I mean, that line parted the water like Moses with the stick.
I want to point out our center here, Jonathan Arvalo. It's not the most vicious thing ever, but he does get up and get enough of this backer right here, which was a key block on this. You can kind of see it happen. Just right here.
Boom.
Just that little – this trap hits so fast that's all you need, really, especially when we run it from under center. When I was a defense coordinator and people would run trap, I always say it's a different play when it's under center than in the shotgun. In the center, it hits so much quicker. The shotgun, it's more of an inside zone play with some movement around. It's not really the same thing to me, but that's okay,
here you go.
Here's the end zone of it.
This is awesome.
I'll just let it run full speed the first time.
Yeah.
Boom. The water's part. Good Lord.
Well, you can tell right here with the action of the play. You see this backer right here. He's feeling the down block, and he's seeing Federico run this way. So he's coming over the top, kind of vacating that area. So, this is kind of our base level offense. This series of plays got a little misdirection involved. That helps the O-line sometimes. If you get the defense moving the wrong way, you don't have to block them. That's kind of the idea on some of that.
How many yards did he run since he went sideways?
I think he said that I was trying to eat some of the clock up. Yeah, okay.
That was great. That took a lot of discipline. It really did.
especially for a sophomore.
Yeah.
All right, next we got the O-line again with Eli and Dom. I think, Coach Bond, we were talking about these plays. This one, the ones Coach Bond said was a big deal this season. I'll let him talk about this one.
Yeah, so this is early in the game. This is our first series of offense, and we are 3rd and 9, staring down the gun barrel of 3 and out on the opening series, which is something you never want. And so
And we were down 7-0 right now too.
Yeah, we had seen this. We push our 2 receivers. We push into an empty set here and stack our 2 inside receivers, which makes it difficult for the defense to identify who's covering who. And so the 2 inside guys are going to run verticals, and they're gonna split and basically take one-on-ones, and one of them is going to be one-on-one with the linebacker. So if you let it roll. So right here you see that Eli gets a good get off. It's hard to jam a guy if they're both stacked, and so he gets a good get off right there. The safety stays wide with Federico, and so that opens up that middle of the field right there. We had seen that they're away from a multiple receiver set. Their DBs had been playing a little bit slow to the vertical, so we thought we could get them. And you see those guys get up and start, hey, you got him. No, you got him. But it was a great throw, great timing. Timing was a big deal for us this year. Allows us to keep a clean pocket. And then the timing and the throw, everything was a really big deal on this play.
And then, good throw by Dom too, because you got these guys kind of in a zone. He's got to split these guys so they don't have a chance to overlap. If he throw it left or right a little bit, might have helped the safeties out a little bit, but he did throw it right down the middle where he needed to. You can even see the receivers start to bend in a little bit, but Dom threw him open, kept him a little bit more straight because of this safety running. So I don't know if Dom did that on purpose. Since Dom's with us right now, listening to us in the room, we'll say he did it on purpose.
You did it on purpose, right? Yeah, there you go.
Threw him open. That was good.
Great pass, great catch.
Yeah, and again, like Coach Bond said, it was our first series. We're 3rd and 9 already. It was about to be a 3 and out, and we're down 7. So, this is early in the game, but a huge play for us on the season, not just the game. Then on the time, he's got a pretty clean pocket because this is not a short throw. So when he throws it, he's got really good pass pro here, which I thought our pass pro got better as the year went on. Too.
Yeah.
In the scrimmages, it was sketchy. Probably the nicest way to put it. And then by the time we were,
I said it.
by the time we were mid-season, it was we were getting a lot better.
Yeah, observe it. It was very much visual. I don't know. I wasn't the guy having to throw the ball, Dom. Did you feel more protected towards the end of the year or the season? Definitely, he says. Okay.
It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. One thing that helped us too, I think, all year is like guys like we talked about Damian Wayne and Mike already. Our O-line and D-line, we at least twice a week, every week works O-line, D-line, pass rush against each other, our first group. So, if one group's a little better than the other group, you want to go against them so you can get better. And that happened all year for us. So I think it was really good. Our receivers and DBs do that too. So I think that was a big part of our guys getting better this year. This is just a great play versus Bowie by Federico. Bowie's a good team. They won our district. I mean, you can tell right here, we've got hats on hats. We're blocking the guys we're supposed to, but this is the line of scrimmage, and we haven't moved it much. Bowie's D line is really good, but the fact that we just kind of stayed on the guy we're supposed to, Federico kept turning his legs,
never stopped.
Yeah, and this was probably one of his more impressive runs of the year, and he had a lot of impressive runs.
Sometimes I feel like he is magic. I mean, on this play, I had started to look and look down at my play call sheet to see, what our next play is going to be on a 2nd and 9.
He just works the hips.
Yeah, but he just at some point found his way out. I mean, I don't know where he even is in half this pile, and then all of a sudden there he is.
Right here.
Legs
a lot of offensive skill guys have this foul. They'll turn and face this way, but he keeps his hips and shoulders facing this way as he's working through all that. even as
working
he's on his own
blocks.
lineman. So he never turns sideways. A lot of people would feel their own blocker and want to come out here. And then the fact that he did that, he's able to split these two guys who probably are on Bowie's track team when they had a really good track team, and Federico was able to split them without getting caught.
If you go back just a little bit, right as he comes off of Robbins, number 5, if he's not square to the goal line, number 5 is going to make that tackle. But he makes him over pursue right there as he's running to space. And then
and usually this much space is within the margin of error for a defender. As a defensive coach, you say we want to come tight off of that, and usually that's tight enough. But the fact that he's staying square coming off top it's one of the reasons he had so many yards and such a special player.
How would you defend against him, Coach Juan? I mean, or could you in that situation? I mean, that's
we would double team him every play. We would have 2 for him every single play.
Yeah, we could talk about that now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, do you know his speed on that particular play? Because
I know he's flirting with 22 miles per hour
on that particular play.
I don't know if it was on that play. I know he hit 21.7 in the playoff game when he had that nice touchdown run right to open the second half.
Okay.
So he's got a lot of speed. I know right now Emporia State's offered him. He's got some interest in some other schools, but I'm looking forward to seeing him play at the next level.
A lot of people, if you're wondering how we know that, new technology, I guess, came out last year. Is that right?
Yeah.
We
got it last year or last spring. There's our guys, they wear a GPS while they're during the game, and then there's a tracking system. It'll show you how fast they got to and track them during the game.
You don't need one for me, Coach. It's slow. I go slow. All right, number 12.
All right, we got Jose, Dom, and Matthew.
Power team right there.
Yeah, we were. I'll let Coach Bond talk about this. This was Coach Bond all week was talking me into this, and all week I kept thinking I'm going to tell him he can't do it. I kept thinking that, and then finally when the game started, I said, "All right, well, I'll let him call this play."
This is a throwback. When I first got here, calling the JV, I had Dom playing quarterback with me, and I had Matthew Turner on the JV as well. And to start every game, we ran double pass every single time. Because I always told them it's always good to start up 6-0. And if they cover pass, then I know they had film on us. And so it was kind of a throwback play for us just to see, just to have some fun to start a game. And what was really funny is on the broadcast, when I got here today, the broadcast was on and y'all were talking about, we need to watch out for the trickeration from Sam Houston, and then we do double pass.
And then we do it, right?
I wish he could have got a touchdown here. But, he fought through a lot to get back, and I'm glad he got a big catch to start a game.
That's Matthew, right?
Yeah.
Matthew
Turner.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he's back. I'm glad physically got back too, because he's a baseball player too. So it'll be good to see him go from football, kind of helping us get in the playoffs, definitely contributing, going into baseball healthy. So we're looking forward to seeing Matthew in baseball.
That's great. Yep.
All right, we got the twin brothers.
The Parks.
Is one older than the other? They
They're
are twins.
I'm sure by a couple. But
there's 3 of them. Their younger brothers are sophomore. So
Okay.
there's the twins who are both juniors.
Okay.
Kian and Kyle.
Okay.
And KJ is the younger brother.
Okay.
So I like it when they have their jerseys on so I can see the number and tell them apart. I coach the DBs a lot of the time, and I still can't tell them apart a lot of the time.
That's funny.
And their haircuts aren't as different as they are in this picture right now.
That's funny. Yep. Is that the Gopher hole?
Yeah, Grand Prairie had a little flurry there in the second quarter. We thought we had jumped out on them, then all of a sudden they made the game interesting. They got a turnover on us, scored real quick. So I think right here it is 21-13 before this kick. It's about to be, well, everyone's assuming 21-14 and within 7. And then
nope.
I know Coach Swan worked on this all week. Anything about this special, Coach Swan?
It's just really good technique. We tell them a lot of kids, whenever they dive or they try to block a kick, they'll try to stick their hands over their head or they'll keep their hands apart like this. There's a real specific way we teach them where they reach their hands out and get their hands together. And you want to put your head through that spot so that if the ball tries to go through your arms, it hits you in the face mask. And he does a great job with technique right there. And then we also, this is something that we work as well, where we have a block side of our field goal block or a PAT block team and a scoop side. And on this particular play, the guy who blocked it is the guy who got the ball back.
Which usually doesn't work out that way.
No, that's usually his brother. See how his brother's coming up right there? He's the scoop guy on it. But it ended up being he blocked it, he got the ball back, and then his brother is the one blocking for him while he runs down the sideline.
That's great.
And I don't know if Kean and Kyle talk about this, but if it was me and my brother, we'd talk about this till the day we die.
You'd be
Probably.
smack talking, or would you?
Just the fact that Kean blocked the ball and picked it up, and then Kyle gets one block, gets 2 blocks, kind of 3 blocks.
Says no, leave my brother
Yeah,
alone. I love
to help
that.
his brother run it back for a 2-point conversion. So, we talk about football math with our guys. If the other team scores a touchdown, they go up 6. If they get an extra point, they go up 7. That's a 7-point differential. If they go up 6, we block the kick and run it back, we get 2 points. They get 6. So that touchdown was actually only a 4-point differential if we can do that instead of 7. So
that was a lot of math really quick, Coach.
Yeah,
but thank you for that.
So we want to make sure the guys know that every extra point's a big
I'm following
deal.
you. Yeah.
And I've coached long enough that a play like that has been the difference in a 1-point game before.
Sure.
This particular one, it wasn't, but I think Coach Brandon was with me. We were both assistants in a different school, and we beat Weatherford by 1 point to get in the playoffs, and we had a play like that in that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the end zone view of that. You can see Kean here.
He's so
gets
fast.
a really good burst off the ball.
There's a little bit of an unsung hero on a field goal block like this, too. Logan is the guy that's supposed to go between the gap of that wingback and that tight end right there.
Sure.
And it's a thankless job. You're supposed to go flying through that gap, and you're usually not going to be the guy that blocks the kick because the wingback's going to slam down on you. It's not fun. But all year long, Logan did a great job of driving himself up in there to get that wing to tighten down, and that gives the short edge that Kean can run around. It's a really selfless play. It's a good job.
Okay, this is the one I alluded to earlier. Okay, this is the end of the Lamar game. We've just gone up, and there's by 1 point, and there's less than 2 minutes left in the game. We are trying to kick the ball about this level on this side because there's a gap, which we alluded to earlier. Our kicker, David Cordero, may have kicked that a little shorter than we wanted right here. But we end up with the ball, and this is it's a good job by David. That's why I made the top 10. So, plus there's the situation of the game. This made it a lot less pressure on us. When you have the ball, when you have a 1-point lead, you want to have the ball also. So
that's right.
So we got the ball back here. And did a really good job.
Step out?
Well, it's a muff,
Yeah,
so we get the ball where wherever he recovers
okay.
it. So
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, so we ended up with the ball somewhere in here.
That's right, because I couldn't understand that one. I think Coach Ward had to explain it to me.
Yeah, you can't advance onside kicks.
On big plays like that, I like to look at the sideline and see the excitement. And Coach Sanchez gives somebody the hardest high five I have ever seen in my life.
Is it on the film?
Yeah. So he's in an orange hat down here. You'll see him right.
Is it right here?
Yeah, right there. And I don't know who he got, but their hand is probably still hurting. Watch.
Boom!
Who is that?
I think it's Cornu.
Wasn't there a play where Coach Schwan got knocked on his
I did,
derriere?
100%.
Yeah,
Logan.
okay, just saying.
I went up, and Logan got me. It was real.
I think there might be a picture of that too, by the way.
I don't doubt it.
All right, top play number 9.
Number 9.
How about this? Must be offense, Coach Bond.
Must be.
He's so funny. I talked to him after one of the games. He's so funny. He cracks me up.
So this kind of is in the same theme as the double pass to start the Sam Houston game. We wanted to make a start fast this game, and so we decided we would run a little reverse on the first play. Eli is not a slow football player. He's
not at all.
He's a pretty smart football player too. He sees things on the field and tell you all kinds of stuff. But we had seen that they had over pursued on a lot of stretch action that year, and so we thought we might as well start with
What year is Eli?
He's a junior, so he'll be back next
See
year.
him again. Okay.
Yeah. Dom trying to get in the fray there.
Yeah.
Any
makes some
idea what his
distance.
speed was on that?
I think he hit 19 or 20.
Let's see what kind of vicious block Dom gives here.
Yeah, Dom made a lot of business decisions blocking, but that was a pretty good one. He tried to get in there,
Oh, he's still running. Dom's trying to get some hustle points on the production chart there.
Yeah.
Look at him.
fixing his mouthpiece.
Yeah.
He's got his mirror, checking his teeth, making sure his pictures are looking good. I mean, QBs, you know, they got to look pretty, right? So.
Oh, there's no doubt. I know. I was telling Coach Bond we need to put our quarterback in 20-something next year.
That's awesome. I was telling them earlier that Coach English blocked for my quarterback back in the day, back in college.
Oh, yeah?
Coach English said, yes, I'm that old. I'm that old.
All right, we got.
So you can tell Coach that the players called him old. So anyway.
Play 8. Federico,
Number 8.
David Perez, and Matthew Turner.
This is back at the black hole, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a good run. I got the wrong Matthew on this one. That's all right, though. That's okay. It's a good run by Rodrigo. Rodrigo, runs through some traffic right here. He runs through this arm tackle here, and it looks like a nice 3 to 4 yard gain. But the fact that David Perez is staying on this block as long as he is, maintaining that block, it's a big deal. And then that gives Rodrigo somewhere to cut off of. And then I think poor David gets leg whipped after that, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Oof.
Whoop. But we get Rodrigo into the end zone on that one. And again, that was that Lamar back and forth 1-point game. That was a huge play for us. We got Kyle Parks again, Logan. What's this one, Coach Swan? You remember?
This one is the interception that could have been caught twice.
I think I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is I think it's a tie ball game right now, 7-7.
This is a tied ball game. It's 3rd and 8. We knew they were probably going to throw the ball. Logan uses his athleticism to get up there and kind of tip the ball. And it hits Kyle in the hands. He tries to catch it, but then Logan ends up running back underneath it and getting the ball that's tipped twice.
Tips it?
Yeah, Davis did a good job of filtering this out. They get in that top formation and run that mesh play that Mike Leach got everybody in football running back in the day. But got a good coverage from Kyle there. Tips it up. Then Kyle catches it. Then Kyle drops it. Then Logan catches it.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps it off the ground.
Yeah, so this was a big deal. 7-7. First time we had the ball with a tie or the lead in this game. So just a great job by those guys getting the ball back.
Nice.
You kind of see the window here. Number 88's the one he was throwing to. 88's starting to come open.
88's a good tight end. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that he ended up being a first-team all-district tight end in our district as well.
And if you look at this play, you're like, well, it hit 88. Yeah, it did. But if you've been a receiver with a guy in front of you in the passing lane with his arm up and then trying to track the ball, if it may have got tipped or not, that gets a little bit tough. That helped contribute to that play. And that's the second interception a DB gave to a linebacker this year.
Sure is.
All right. Damian, Kyle, Damian, and Urim. And our two Damians both spell it wrong, if you ask me. But
Oh, okay.
that's how they spell it on the
It gets
screen.
real confusing. We had a bunch of Damians this year. We had Damian Bates last year, so every time I say
We have
Damian,
less this year. We have
five people.
We
look
went
at
from
me.
3 Damians to 2 because last year we
I
lost
got
2 and gained
I
1.
never got called by my first name. It was just Webb.
That's how I
usually
feel.
wasn't very nice either with the
Something before Webb.
right.
All right, Coach Swan, this is one of your favorite plays. You told me not to forget this one. This is a good one.
This is a good one. So Lamar kind of made a living before this game. If you go back and look at their district, they beat Martin pretty convincingly. And one of the ways that they were doing it and beating these teams with a lot of points was they ran a version of old school triple option called the veer that they do out of the shotgun. And all week long, we came up with this idea of that guy that goes in motion, if it's what we call a yo-yo motion, where he goes in the backfield and then comes back out as the pitch man, we should just trap the corner to the field where he motions from. So we put on a call for it that week. And this is a lot of moving pieces. The end, the outside linebacker, the inside linebacker, and the corner all have to get it right because option football is assignment football. You have to have someone to play the dive, the quarterback, and the pitch. So that's a lot of moving pieces that have to line up perfectly to make this work. And whenever we got this specific call, the corner was responsible for the pitch man, the outside linebacker was responsible for the quarterback, and the end and the inside linebacker were responsible for the dive. and we had all three of them covered. This was really early in the game, and because we defended this well early on, it kind of took them off their dot. They didn't go back to this the rest of the night, and it took away what had statistically been their best play up to this point and kind of got them running stuff that they might not have practiced as much or has been as confident in running.
That's great.
So this was a critical play early in a game that really changed the outcome of a game for us.
And if you watch these guys, you can talk about the game plan Coach Swan put in. If you watch when they move, they're both moving, and that's right before the ball snapped, and it's based on the formation, the wide side of the field, and this motion.
Yeah.
So these guys have to know all those things, process it, and start moving that way, or it's not going to work.
Yep. And they have to do it violently, and this is a really violent hit right there. I love it.
Now, if you look at the end zone, you're going to see why we had Damian on the little graphic, also Damian and Urim. So Damian and Urim are here. Their job is to take away the veer back and the quarterback with a little help from Ramirez from the outside.
So Damian's there to play 20. He's in the B gap, ready to hit.
He's squeezing, but at the same time, he didn't want to get washed by that tackle. Urim's going to play off that tackle. Am I right on that, Coach Swan?
Yep. And Urim is quarterback to pitch.
And if you're a veer offensive guy, in your head, if we just read it right, everything's going to be there. So as a defensive coach, when you take everything away, that's a great feeling because you get to with some of these option guys. They're really good coaches, but you almost feel like they're in a cult too when you talk to them about their offense.
Yeah.
So it's awful nice to kind of defend it perfectly and get them to not want to run their base plays anymore. So
yeah, you want to prove them wrong.
I'm sorry, I slipped into being a DC again there with that comment.
It's so true though. The only thing about this play that I wish would have happened a little bit differently, we practiced it, if on the corner whenever we trap you to that pitch man, if that ball comes out, you can go just catch that thing and go run straight into the end zone with it, go do it. We had actually ref that in practice, and it was just a tick off, but I can't complain about it. That was a great play to start the game.
Number 5.
Yeah, top 5. Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
This one was in talks to be the top defensive play, maybe the top play of the year for us. Mainly situation, and the play we stopped, no one had stopped yet on film. We had just given up a touchdown, and Coach Bond talked earlier about their linebacker that has a bunch of SEC offers. Well, they put him as running back in some short yardage situations. So this was this week 6 of the season, guys? Week 6 of the season. They'd been running this all year. No one had kept this play under 4 yards the whole year?
Yeah.
No one had kept this play under 4 yards. They're about to go for 2. It's in the fourth quarter. I don't remember the exact score at this point. I do know we ended up only winning by 1 point. So this is a huge play for us on the season.
They had converted. It was 100% conversion rate.
And they had ran this play on us earlier on a 4th and short and converted. So
this is a really good job by Kean.
You see Urim here and Kean here. They both make the play go.
It doesn't look like it's a super impressive play, but to play that violently with that short of yardage, with a margin of error so small, and to tackle that kid like that.
It's that close of a game, too.
Yes, that's a huge moment.
And we're in a goal line front now. Urim plays linebacker, but we've got him on the D-line here. He does a good job. Really, to me, slipping that down block.
Yep.
Which a down block is should be on paper one of the easier blocks that offense has to do. So the fact that Urim can slip that's a really big deal. Gets in there, and he does what we want our defenders to do. Sometimes you have to wear it as a defender. What I mean by that is sometimes you're going to make a tackle, but you're really getting hit more than you're doing the hitting. So he's not in a good body position to deliver a blow, but he gives his body up by putting his whole body in front of that guy and getting him down. And then Kean snaking in there and getting part of the guy's leg helps get him down. It's a huge play for us. And you could tell, another weird thing about a 2-point stop, we just gave up a touchdown, but leaving the field, you can see we've got defensive kids excited now. So it's a little bit of a mental momentum shift. Plus, I think that might have kept it tied when they were, or kept a 1-point lead, or I don't remember exactly what happened. I know we won by 1. It was a big deal to get a 2-point stop.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. Number 4. We got Connors and Isaac. Do you remember which play this is, Coach Swan?
Yes,
I remember.
I do. Yeah, now I know.
Okay. I'll set the situation, then I'll let Coach Swan talk about the play. We had given up a touchdown on the first drive against Martin. They had run an illegal trick play
Yes.
on a fake punt, but they didn't get called for it.
Yes.
And then they onside kicked it and then got the ball back. And we're down 0-7. Our offense hadn't even got the ball yet, and it's 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Have I set it up good for you, Coach Swan?
Absolutely.
You want the tight or the wide?
The tight, please.
Okay.
So one thing that they did a lot in short yardage situations was motion this receiver, number 6. Number 6 was their guy. They were going to try to get him the ball, and anytime they stuck him into the boundary, they would try to get him to the wide side of the field. So in a short yardage situation, we're talking about it as a defensive staff. Expect the motion, expect it to go to the field. Let's overload that side and blitz from that side just to disrupt it and cause havoc, okay? If you can get the blockers off their dot, then we should be in a good position right there. So play it, coach. They get the pop motion, and if you notice, this is one of the reasons why we wanted to blitz those guys was because they pulled the linemen on that side to the boundary to try to get our linebackers to shift that way instead of trigger downhill right now.
They were 4th and 2. Is that right? 4th and
yeah, 4th down and 2. And this is another really good play. If you think back to one of the ones Brian had in that game on the goal line on the fake field goal that they ran, this is Brian doing a really good job of reading that block on the edge and flipping hats back into that gap. And he's going to be the wall that gets there. But then this is what's really impressive about it too. Suarez, we were talking about him earlier. He's not the biggest defensive lineman, but he has such a high motor. And if you look at our film, it's one of the only linemen I've ever coached that he has his hand right over the ball, and they can flip the ball out to the sideline, and he'll be in on a tackle if we hold him up. So he just has a knack for getting to the ball. And on this play, he did a really good job of getting down blocked, coming free off of it, and then running flat to get right in this kid's ear hole whenever Brian flips into the gap.
And the other impressive thing here the same thing Coach Swan said, but this view of it is how wide Connors is getting because of the action, how he's able to plant his foot and fold back in here and still keep it to a 0-yard gain.
Yep.
And then Suarez coming inside out, helping him do it.
Yes.
nice.
Awesome.
Then we got enough hats there to keep him from falling forward for anything to make it close too.
Yep. It's a huge play.
Yeah.
Stops the momentum, gets the offense the ball back.
And that was right before the play we showed earlier where Eli got the 3rd down conversion and we ended up scoring later to tie it up. So the big play. All right, number 3.
Uh-oh.
Dom and Eli. This was definitely in contention for our top player of the year. This is 4th and 11. How much time's left in the game? Y'all remember, coaches?
No.
I think it was under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was getting late. Yeah.
I think it was under 2 minutes.
I think it was
Yeah.
under 2 minutes.
There you go.
It's under 2 minutes because I remember coaches in the box talking about, this might be the last time we have the ball, and it's 4th and 11, and we're down 6.
I think so.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but
we're down 5.
is this the game that the opening play of the second half we scored on and got called back?
Yes.
Okay, so after that, I had a conversation with Eli, and I said, look, man, you owe us one, and you better get it back for us. And so that's exactly what he does right here. So we saw that to the tight end wing side, they played a low safety. And so if you're looking back at the far side of the field, they're only a 1 high safety look right there, and there's a lot of space over to that other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to run 2 essentially verticals to each hash, and that safety is going to have to pick one. And then we're going to wheel Vidrico out of the backfield to occupy that 3rd zone right there. So roll it through. So you'll see nobody gets hands on, and he essentially runs across right there. And there's a lot of space. We throw it down into that area and, kind of, again, throw him open. If the safety's playing over top of that route right there. So we're going to throw it underneath, and you see Eli adjust his path just a little bit into that open space, and then makes a guy miss, second guy miss, and then takes it to the house. So he got it back for us. Yeah.
Oh,
Dom did.
Dom, you called that play?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
he
good.
Said he said he liked Vegas, so we call Vegas.
Oh, it's good, Dom. Me and you have some things in common. We call touchdown plays, don't we? If they don't work, Coach Baum must call it.
How many naked plays did we call this year? Do you know? I mean, where Dom got to do it all?
Not many. I trust their decision making because
Yeah.
they're the ones on the field seeing it.
Yeah.
So when they say they like a play, most of the time I'll call it pretty shortly after they say
cool.
something.
Yeah, this play was. I'll give it away. This is our top defensive play of the year.
Yep.
For sure. With the situation, it was a 1-score game when this happened. And it's fourth quarter. It's 1st and 10.
Yep.
It's 1st and 10 inside the red zone. So if you've got the ball 1st and 10 inside the red zone, you feel like you're in pretty good shape here.
Mm-hmm. Play speaks for itself.
So, yeah, we get a sack fumble from Jackson Cornu and get the ball back.
Mm-hmm.
Just a huge play for us.
I like how he comes up.
Yep, the game was still tight right there, and they had, Martin had started to empty the chamber on all the different little tricks and little wrinkles they had put on, and they're giving us everything they got, and they had drove the field a little bit, and it got to the point where we got in the red zone, and we were like, you know what, let's make a stand right here. So we blitzed both our outside linebackers, played man coverage in the back end, and said, let's go.
Violent hit, too.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's good hit, good football hit, too. You like to see that, too.
Mm-hmm. And whenever you're in this situation, you have to go. Like, there's no time for hesitation. You can't second guess it. It is 100% commitment where you're trying to go. And Jackson executes this perfectly.
What year is he? You may have told me.
He's a junior.
He's a
coming
junior.
back next year. Yep.
Junior coming back next year. How big is he? About 6'2", 180 maybe?
Not there yet.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah,
That
I'll
sounds
go
good.
with that.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
We'll take that.
Is he skinnier than that?
He might weigh that close to that.
He's
but
close to that.
Is he?
Weight-wise.
Okay.
He's about 6 foot.
He's about 6 foot.
Oh, okay.
All right. Number one play. A lot of the reason for this number one play is
Look at you, Dom, making number one play, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Again, so many of our plays are situational, and it speaks to our kids in a high-pressure situation be able to perform. This particular situation, I'll set up the situation. I'll let Coach Bond take over. We go into halftime against Martin, and we played pretty well. We're up 20-12, I believe. We're up 8 points. We're coming out, so we felt pretty good about ourselves. Martin goes down and scores. Then they onside kick it. They score in one play. They onside kick it. Then they score in one play.
Yep.
So we go from being up 8 to being down 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Before the offense ever gets to touch the ball
Like
in the
this.
second half.
Mm-hmm.
So we go from feeling really good at halftime. Offense hadn't even touched the ball yet to all of a sudden, the first time the offense gets the ball, we're down. So, you can, at halftime, if you're up 8, you expect worst case when we get the ball to at least be tied.
Yep.
But we're down. So it's a really odd situation. I was talking to someone the other day. They thought that they can't think of another time someone's lost 3 onside kicks and still won, except for maybe
that was
Tyler,
that
John Tyler, or
crazy
whatever.
third
Yeah.
quarter. Yes.
So
I didn't want to. I've forgotten about that.
Yeah,
You gotta
I-
bring that back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we won, so it's okay to bring it back up.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'll let Coach Bond talk about the play now. We'll roll it before with the shift.
Yeah, so we had seen that there was a backup corner in, and anytime there's a backup corner, you want to go try to isolate that guy. So we put the tight end wing to that side, get the defensive backs down into closer to the box, and the likelihood that you're going to get man coverage from that is pretty high. So then we push our best player out to receiver. You get the one-on-one matchup right there against the backup. You can see their coaches start jumping up and down, saying we're going vertical right there. And then it's just a timing route. It's a big little, release that ball. And this was on first down. So we had just recovered an onside kick. And then we score in one play, kind of responding to what they were doing. So you see that coach in the background right there saying he's going vertical. And you get this tight receiver right here. It starts to back up just a little bit. But he doesn't get out as quickly as he needs to. And we get a run and start at it.
Really good throw, too, because I don't think Rodrigo had a break stride much to catch that, run through it, and go
to
score.
the end zone of it. Might be a good angle. I could be wrong.
Yeah, you can see from the end zone here about how there's a lot of defenders right here because we have a tight end wing, and you were really worried about our run game, which they should be, but they've got everybody right there. So it's kind of hard to go into any type of zone if you've started like that before the motion.
that safety stays low to the box too, even though he gets out to try to help.
Yeah, so they're both underneath when the ball's thrown. So you can see right there, the ball hits him in stride. He didn't have to adjust much. Really a
Great
great
throw, Dom. Okay, you deserve it. I'll give it to you. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so you got your second team all district quarterback throwing it to the offensive player of the year. Plays like that are the reason those guys get those accolades, and it makes our job fun. So
That's awesome. Well, what an exciting year, man! That's the kind of stuff that just makes it a lot of fun. So, so what are we looking for? So we got. I mean, obviously, there's off season, there's wrestling, there's all the stuff in between. But I'm ready to talk about football for next year. We go into. I mean, so we got
realignment coming up.
When that happens in February, that means, folks, is we figure out who we're playing, right?
Yeah, we'll figure out. Well, so every 2 years, that's the UIL readjusts because you have there's all kinds of what's the best way to describe this? All kinds of schools, population numbers change, and you have new schools get built, and so you have to realign and put everybody in the district, and they do that based on student population. So, we'll be a 6A school again, and for example, I think Azle is going to be 6A, Aledo and Granbury are going to be 6A.
Oh, so it could really change some things for us because there's some that are coming up.
Yeah, so
it's always up and down.
Yeah, so and there's a few going down too. So it could change some things. We could end up back with the Keller schools. We could end up with Weatherford and Granbury and Aledo and the Crowleys. We could end up.
So UIL makes this decision.
Yes.
So the coaches don't have any.
No.
Okay. So the school districts don't have it. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah.
No. Now there's different committees and boards that people from the school districts are on that have influences on that. But what they say. That they try to do that based on is geography and student population. So that's it. So they try to the goal for the UIL is to have as many 8-team districts as possible. They don't like having 9 teams and 7 teams.
Sure.
But they have to have there will be some 9 and 7 because of geography and proximity. But they try to keep they want 8-team districts. That makes it nice. If you're in an 8-team district, you have 7 district and 3 non-district games and go from there. So like north of us this year, I think the Keller district, it's all the Keller schools, South Lake, the Northwest schools, and HEB schools. So that was a 9-team district.
Okay.
So it wasn't all the Keller schools because Foster Ridge is 5A, but it was their 6A.
I mean, did they look at costs? As I think about this, there's I've got somebody that I know out in the Lubbock area, and so those boys are having to drive so far that they had to get the bigger buses for them and all kinds of things.
That's definitely a factor. I think it's an unofficial factor. I don't want to speculate online too much, but I do know those arguments are made. Those arguments. Sometimes there will be some resulting things that officially maybe it's not because of that, but if you look at things, you're like, oh, they realigned this way because of this. But
it didn't stop them from sending us to San Angelo.
Yeah. No, I mean we were and what people don't understand, I think, when you're out at San Angelo, it's not just the game on Friday night, but it's also the sub-varsity games. It's also the track meets. It's also the
baseball.
It's everything else included.
You think about football is 1 game a week. Baseball, basketball, those are 2 games a week.
Right. So they're going both ways.
Yeah. So you're not like football at San Angelo. We have a 2-year window. We only have to take the varsity out there once. Well, baseball, you're going out there both years because you play them twice.
Right.
So basketball too, things like that. So it's no matter how they realign it, someone's going to be unhappy. Some people are going to be excited. You can't make everyone happy if you're in charge of that. So I don't envy the guys doing the realignment. So that's.
I think that would be very difficult.
Yes.
I mean, with the Metroplex growing at the rate that it's going, we're at, I think, close to 10 million people in the Metroplex. I don't know how many of those are on the Tarrant County side. Of course, we don't look at counties with those districts either necessarily. But
somebody you think about it this way, in the 90s, it was not uncommon for Haltom to be with the Irvings and the Grand Prairie's in a district.
Right.
That hasn't
we haven't had that.
But now we're back with Grand Prairie the last 2 years, which has been very interesting. That's kind of an old school district, but we haven't been with Irving since the 90s.
Right.
So, if something like that happened, that'd be like a throwback district. But
do you ever anticipate, these schools like Allen, was it Allen that has 6,000 students, something crazy like that? Is there ever going to be like a super district?
Well, the problem with that is I don't know if we have enough schools that big to create like a super 7A or something like that.
Right.
It sounds nice, but if there's there aren't that many schools in the state over 5,000. Not enough to make a whole district.
Yeah, and we have several of them here in the Metroplex, which is amazing to me that we have I don't know how you have that many kids in a school. We have 2,700, coach. Something.
Yeah, we're
like
usually around 2,700. I think we officially turned in right under 26 for the realignment this time,
Right.
but it's typically the lowest number we've had since I've been at Haltom. We're usually more around 28, 29.
And Burrville was growing a little bit.
Burrville and Richland's numbers, they should stay 5A based on what they turned in.
Yeah, so that's good for them. Obviously, we want to wish them luck for any of our Burrville folks or
Richland's
Richland. Rather.
Richland's playing Friday. So.
They're playing Friday. Yeah.
I talked to Coach Case today. They're pretty excited about it. So he's asking me about some headset stuff. I said if he needed to borrow ours, I'd let him. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So, I think he's got his problem figured out. So we'll see.
Well, we appreciate all that you guys do for the kiddos. It means a lot. I had two boys in the program personally, so I know personally what that looks like, and it's always nice to have those mentors besides dad telling them what to do. I mean, I can tell you there's been many times that Coach Tucker was there for me. Well, but all of you guys, at least two of you guys that knew both of my boys. So
it's always nice when you have another adult telling your kids something you've been telling them. That includes me. I like it when another adult tells mine. They get it. They say, see, I'm not the only one saying that. So,
right. And if they need math, I always joke, like, don't go to me, go to Coach Tucker.
As long as it's algebra 2 and below.
Okay.
Yeah,
you were doing math pretty good earlier there.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't done calculus since college, so don't ask me that.
Well, Coach, on behalf of the Buffalo broadcast, I want to thank you for letting us continue to do this. Thank you for the letter jackets. That was pretty stellar. That was not expected.
I'm glad
we'll be wearing those when it's not 80 degrees outside. But
Coach Swan's sporting the new starter.
Yeah, I've already eyeballed that.
This whole thing.
I think that I don't know what we need to do to deserve one of those, but we'll be eyeballing that too. So thank you for letting us do it. It's just fun. We're just a couple of wannabe back on the field dads, so we're living vicariously through the kids, and we're not the best broadcast team out there, but we're just having fun. So thank you for letting us do it.
We appreciate you guys. So it's fun having y'all guys do this.
And coaches, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all. Well, so we'll probably try to do some other sports, maybe a couple of baseball games, maybe basketball. Brad's actually talking about doing basketball this year.
Oh, man.
I don't know how he's going to do it remotely from New York, but we'll see how that works. And for sure, this guy will be back, when the season starts up in the fall. I'm excited for it. So on behalf of the Buffalo broadcast, thank you so much for tuning in. And that's our season in Coaches Show.